Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about my dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be unboxing the new Barbie Day to Night fashion set by American Girl, and then trying it on a few different dolls because I got two sets because I noticed in the description that there's only one skirt that's reversible, the way it was done in the 80s, 1985. And so I thought if I wanted to have both sets on display at the same time, I would need two. And then the extra bonus of that is Courtney and her friends can play with the leftover pieces because it's very 80s. And there hasn't been a lot of, there have been mix and match pieces for Courtney's World, but not a lot of shoes. So there'll be two extra shoes. And so that's why after I put these outfits on two dolls to emulate the Barbie side of it, I'll bring up a couple of Courtney's friends. And this is another limited edition piece, which means it wasn't available in Canada, not available to ship to Canada. I believe these are only sold online, so even the stores in America won't have it. And so I went to pick it up today, and I noticed the package is pretty heavy considering it's just fashion sets. But before I get into that, let me quickly explain, because in my last video, I talked about these packing peanuts and how they are water soluble. Is that what you say? They dissolve in water. And that's what they were designed for. So they should be safe to put down your sink and go down because they're just biodegradable materials, cornstarch, etc. But some people have said that they have had trouble, whether that means, going in the sink, because sometimes it does take a while to go down. I just wanted to be clear this time because often I get on my videos and I say half a thought because I'm so excited to get to the next thing. So I decided to breathe and say that very carefully and slowly. And so here's the first set. So I can see now why it's heavy. The box itself feels like it's heavy. I really protected this for the trip. And like I said, I got two. So let me just pull out this way I can get the garbage out of the way. Focus on fashions and the dolls. And also they did a good job. They did a decent job of showing dolls, American Girl dolls, who can sort of imitate the 1980s Barbie dolls who wore these outfits, because there were three. And see, as a kid, I always thought, okay, so this is a sleeve. Let me just show you the process before I go off on another one of my tangents. So this is just paper. It's not like cardboard or anything. I guess they had to put the berry, American Girl signature berry color over the signature pink, bubblegum pink Barbie. Is this supposed to, does this pull off, or am I supposed to cut it? It's not cutting. There's no sticker tab to pull, so I'm just gonna do this until it's off. So yeah, it's a clash of two color stories, brand color stories. Berry versus bubblegum pink. So here it is when you get the sleeve off, when you finally get the sleeve off, if you're me. And I don't think there's much else to show. It looks like it comes out, there's a drawer. Let me show you so you can actually see. And if things come tumbling out, sorry about that. I wasn't doing that to be dramatic. There was like air section. That's why I was so slow. So I'm going to show you the pieces and kind of talk about how this is, okay, so this is just felt, literally felt. It's not as sturdy as I would have expected. And I also have one of the dolls I brought over is wearing Courtney's her felt hat. This feels flimsier than Courtney's, so I'll compare them after. It was a fluke. I actually thought that would be a more impressive hat. Not that I'm hating on it, I'm just explaining it as I go. And these shoes are really cute, which I also think would look good in Courtney's collection. I'm probably gonna say that about every piece, so be forewarned. So it's like a shiny, like a vinyl, kind of leathery. I don't know if it's picking up. Yeah, you can see the shine in the camera. And these lovely, okay, I was making sure I have this rooting tool that I can use to help me put on the elastics, and I was just making sure that I kept it on hand, and I did. These I love. These I would, like if I didn't want to, or if I changed my mind about not having Barbie dolls looking, or American Girls looking like actual Barbie dolls on display, all of Courtney's friends are getting these shoes. Because Courtney hasn't had a lot of shoes, which is what I think I was saying in the beginning, and I probably cut myself off. I love that they're flat, because when there's a little bit of a heel like this has, the dolls are just kind of funny. So these are also shiny. They're not terribly shiny. It's not like, what do you call it? It's not patent leather shiny, but you can see that it's got a sheen to it. I'm looking up at the monitor to see if it's picking it up, and it looks fine. I think you can kind of get an idea of how it looks if you're on the fence, or if you don't care, or you're just curious. And now here's what I love too. Again, going to look great in Courtney's collection, because I love the like velour. I think it's actually velour, but it's supposed to be velvet. You're supposed to consider it doll velvet, but it's really cute. Let's see if it's how it does up. Oh, okay, so it's actual buttons. I was thinking it might be Velcroed. After feeling that felt hat, nothing would surprise me. This part I don't love because I know how this is going to look on American Girl. It's so cute, but it's never going to be shown on my dolls because of how much it reveals about the doll body. But I'm not going to put this in Courtney's collection. This would be on the Barbie dolls. And so here's that thing I was kind of complaining about, that I know they wanted to make it like the actual doll in the 80s who came with a reversible skirt. So there's Velcro on the back. It's again that velour velvety thing material. And then turn it inside out to reveal the night dress. Oh, and I was like, how come the Velcro switched? But it didn't switch. It's just, it works like normal Velcro. So I feel like when it's this way, probably, we'll see when it's on the doll, but you feel like, looking at it this way, it's just like, I guess it's just an underlayer, but I feel like it could have been lined or something so that you wouldn't, if the doll's up high or something, you're going to see this unfinished skirt underneath. Not that I show my dolls backward, but like, you know what I mean? So maybe that could have had a little bit more finesse to it. And it's a $75 set, which is, it's decent. I mean, because even though Mattel owns Barbie and American Girl, there's some kind of payment of licenses. At least that's what they tell us, to make us pay these prices. And it's forgivable this time that all the accessories are going to be plastic and paper, because again, they're just copying what the Barbie dolls did in 1985. So you probably hear it, what kind of snap it has on it. It's just an old 1980s looking pencil case. I know it's a briefcase, but this looks like a pencil case we would have had in the 80s more than somebody would go to work like this. I didn't have corporate parents, but I don't think they would have, if they did, they wouldn't have used something like this. And in here there's also a calculator, which people think is a cell phone, as if cell phones existed in 1985. Whenever I have read comments with people saying, that's such a weird looking cell phone, it's like, it better be weird looking. It's dual sided, so it's the same on both sides. Just, I don't know what she's typing in that's giving us $54, but that was probably a lot of money back then. And here's this beautiful plastic purse. And honestly, I'm forgiving it all, because I think even in Courtney's collection, because I might have extras of these things. The kids would want to play with stuff like this if they could in the 80s, if they had life-size versions of the clothes. Okay, here, trying to figure out how to get this out as I'm talking. So, what do you think? It's rubber. This part here is rubber, and then there's a plastic clasp, and then you would probably put your, does this fit in here? Nope, that's going in the briefcase, I guess, because it wouldn't fit in the purse. But it might fit in the purse. All these lovely paper accessories that come with it, these punch-out accessories. It's like the last piece that's in there. It's pretty much my favorite piece because it covers the cloth body. But first, so these are, it's like a thick cardboard. I don't know if you can see the thickness of it. So much in the background that it just picks up. But yeah, it's one-sided. Here's a newspaper. The business newspaper, or maybe this is the business section. Really, like, okay, that's also not fitting in the purse. So that's also going in her fake briefcase. There's a weekly, I guess this is a magazine, probably some kind of business magazine. Again, cardboard, it's all, I know that they're doing it because it came with it, but for me, I think I could have done without the paper products. The other one, I'm not even going to bother opening it up, but I just want to have at least one doll have a complete little accessory set. And because it came in a nice box, now I feel like I have to keep it. So that's why I regret when things come in a cute little collectible looking box. Can you make out what it is? I think you saw it. We would have seen it on the website. Anyway, so this just says Barbie. What is it? Barbie, I guess that's supposed to be a phone number. Oh, it's a credit card number. And then this is her international credit card maybe, but it doesn't have a number on it. So I don't know. Were credit cards different in the 80s? I wouldn't see that happening now. And then there is this little scarf slash, what else would you wear it? A hairpiece? I don't know. I think I saw them wearing them in all different ways in the ads, in the promo pictures, which are actually really cute. I really liked the way so yeah, just pretty see-through. I'm sure it's just a scaled up version of what came on the 80s doll. And so what I was saying earlier about there being 3 dolls who wore, three day to night, right? Day to night Barbie outfits or dolls in the 80s. There was, I don't know if what they called it at the time, if they called it anything, but now when you, because I was trying to like look into these dolls and make sure that I understood a little bit more before I came on here and talked stupidly. But I thought, see, growing up, I thought there was Barbie, the blonde white doll, and then there was her friend Whitney, who would have been the Latina doll, and then there was Christy, who was her black friend. But when you look up the day to night, I think they must have gotten rid of that by the 80s because it was just Barbie, so blonde Barbie, and then black Barbie and Hispanic Barbie. And I'm not used to the word Hispanic. It sounds like something my grandparents would have said. So if that's not what we would say nowadays, that's just how they were cataloged at the time. So I will say that I don't know if it's an antiquated word. It just sounds really antiquated, like it should be or it is to me. So they, I feel like, chose pretty good dolls for the Hispanic Barbie and the blonde Barbie, white Barbie. Well, they used $2 for the white Barbie. They used, I have Truly Me 100, but I didn't feel like showing another doll that's already been shown because you've already seen it. So what I decided I would do, what's actually really good for those three dolls, if you think about the World by Us dolls, we have a blonde doll here. I know she's biracial, but I'm just saying, like, aesthetically, she's blonde. Her eyes are gray instead of blue, but she can be one of the Barbie dolls for the sake of the video, because there's, obviously I've got, I don't know if it's McKenna or McKenna. I just know they have two dolls with a very similar name. So World by Us comes with like a blonde doll, uh, Maritza, who is, I would say Latina, but in the 80s they might have said Hispanic, and then McKenna, the black doll. So I'm going to put Yvette in the day look. No, the night look. And I just want to see how this fits because, okay, so I feel like it's a little, it doesn't matter because it's got stuff to go over it, but I'm just letting you know that it doesn't, it's not very full. Wait, maybe I didn't do it up right. Let's see if I tighten it. Yeah, it's fine. She's not going to wear this as a bathing suit, but I think she could if you didn't mind all this other stuff showing up here, like what bothers me so much. So what did I just say I was going to do with her? The night look. So I'll flip this back inside out, even though I put it back in. And I'll see now if I do think it's new. So there are some threads that are going to fall out. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I see it happen all the time. Seems fine. And yeah, so there's Velcro over Velcro. So I'm just trying to make sure it's all form-fitting to her body. And should I put these on with the straps and everything? Let's see if I can just, sorry, my very last video I did, I was putting on a pair of shoes that had one of these on it. And it was so difficult. I was so scared because they feel like they're going to rip every time you do it. But let's see how durable this really is. I just use, and I don't know how, like, if you don't have some kind of tool, how you would get this on. And these are for kids? Maybe it's a me problem then. It doesn't go on very nicely. My tool's failing me. So you know what? It's fine. I'm just going to sit here. I was about to sit there and like fix it all up as if I'm not sitting here with a camera rolling. Oops. This should be easier or something better, but I guess with the shape of the feet, like the American Girl foot, one more try, and then you're just wearing it without a strap. Threats always work. So then I'll get on this stand and kind of show what I was meaning about when they have this little kitten heel. They stand so funny. And something I forgot to say is I was trying to, aside from just using different dolls from what they used on the website, because they used Truly Me 100, which I have, and they use a CYO who looks a little bit more like Barbie, but I obviously would not get a CYO made like that. And so I wanted to use dolls that they didn't use, but also dolls that I don't really show on my channel very much. Because for some reason, there are just certain dolls that not that I favor over other dolls, but they're just something, maybe they're easier to show. Like for Yvette, for example, I have her set up in Julie's world. I've remade her, like I've changed her story so that she's Julie's cousin. And so she's got such a specific outfit and look that I guess I just never want to like mess with her and move her around at all. But now I finally get to see her in something else, and I'm trying to manipulate the scarf so that it covers, because it's not just the neck joint. There's this, the stitching that goes around it. So when there's something like this, okay, that's fine. I don't want it to look ugly when I show it with her beautiful rubbery strapped purse. Oh, and where's the ring? did I leave something in the box? One of the, aha. Because another thing I wanted to mention about, sorry, she's got a little bit of tape, double-sided tape on her hand because she holds an 8-ball in Julie's World. Let's see if her hair will hold that up. So one thing that I'm sure most people already knew this about the rings that they make for American Girl is there's this split in the plastic, and I always thought it was so that it could slide up their finger. Because if you look at it, it's an oval. There's like, can you see it? I don't know if it's going to be very clear. But then when I saw how they had it displayed on the stock photo, I was like, oh, it's so you could put it on a finger. I was only putting it on their baby finger and their pointer fingers because, you know, those are the only ones that are loose. But duh, that gap is there so you can put it on the fingers that are joined together. So now I love their rings even more. And I'm after I saw the ad for the stock photos, I went and changed any dolls that have an American Girl ring. I went and changed them all so that they could have them in a different way. So yeah, so I felt kind of stupid about that. And I'm just gonna try to be quicker when I open this one. There we go. I think I have a little bit of practice now because I want to put the day look on McKenna. I need to like look that up because every time I talk about her, I feel kind of stupid. And then I'll get to these other pieces after. But for now, I just need to give her this and the skirt. And I'll give her the ring too because it'll be like Barbie's thing. And I'll get these out of the way. See, I do have the black Barbie from the 80s. She had smooth hair and McKenna has protected hair, like she has a protected hairstyle. And so I was going to try to find a doll who had a bit more like smoothened hair, like the doll from the 80s. But in the end, I just thought, you know, it's cute. I could have actually used all 3 World by Us dolls, but Maritza's hair was not cooperating. So I was like, you're not going in a video today. Next time, Maritza, I'll show you later. And there's another thing I want to talk about because we're talking about Barbies from the 80s and there being like black Barbie and Hispanic Barbie and blonde or white Barbie. And something so growing up thinking that they were all separate characters, I just assumed that people wouldn't want Barbie to just be Barbie but in black version or in Hispanic version. But then so I always thought, you know, people would want to have their own character. But then there was this, did I already say this? The Black Barbie Netflix documentary, there were doll lovers on there talking about how growing up, they wanted to see Barbie, like actual Barbie, be black and not just always be the side character, like they could be the main character for once. So that was actually a really cool thing to hear and learn because I wouldn't have known that. Look at me. But like, so now it's like when I think about all the times I referred to any black Barbie in the 80s as Christy and Whitney for the Latina Barbie. Oh, I also need her scarf. I can correct myself in my brain and be like, oh, yeah, not everybody wants their representation, the doll who looks like them, to be the side character. They get to be the main character too. Which, yeah, I never would have thought that way. And then I how would I say this? I used to collect Enchanted toys, and there was this, what I do consider, there's a character called Poppy Parker, and she's got her own world from like the 1960s. And so she's the same kind of situation where she's the main character. She was designed as a white doll, and then she had a black best friend. But then they started making Poppy Parker, I should have put the scarf on first. They started making Poppy Parker black too. And so at the time I was like, oh, well, she already has her black friend, so why are they making her? But now it's like, oh, because, you know, to make her the main character. That's not a bad thing. I didn't understand that now. And I think anybody who's been listening to me ramble about that probably gets it now too, if they didn't already. And so, sorry, I know I'm keeping McKenna to myself. Oh, how do I get the scarf to sit better? It's like hanging below the jacket line. I could tuck it into the skirt. That's what I'll do. I'll be lazy and tuck it into the skirt rather than try to figure out the math. And I guess you don't really need, if you wanted to do, like if I wanted to put this bathing suit on someone else, it doesn't need to be under this jacket because you can't even really see it. Kind of. No, I would want to keep it on there. My excuse that I bought too. It was so that you could see even with the jacket on. And what I thought would look cute, oh, I love these shoes. What I thought would look cute about the underskirt, I thought it would create some volume, but so far it looks like it might just be, I don't know. Okay. Oh, okay. I actually like this outfit a lot better than the night outfit. And McKenna was the right model, I think. She looks really cute. And I didn't react like this to Yvette because I think it's, you know what it is? It's that cloth body. Sorry, Yvette, it's not your fault. It's your cloth body's fault. So let me get her situated on the stand. This little professional lady, and get her hat on. Yeah, that's really cute. Even with the, yeah, because I thought I wanted it to look as much like the, okay, so this felt hat it's dented, so it doesn't look great. Like the rim, I don't know if I've made it clear that the hat itself feels really cheap. I don't love the hat. I don't know what else they could have done, but I'll later on compare it to Courtney's felt hat. Because I think hers, oh, you know what? It's a different shape. Maybe that's why. So, and I'm looking over at it instead of waiting and talking about it later. Let me get this ring on her and give her her briefcase. And then I'll bring them both close up because I don't remember if I think I was not excited about, like I didn't get excited enough about Yvette that I might not have brought her up closer. Let me put all her weird stuff in here, her paper parts in her briefcase, and some garbage out of here. She can hold her, how does she hold this? Like so? Yeah, that is a weird cell phone. Maybe it goes on the other hand because I think this is the wider spread hand. Oh, but the ring's there. Oh, maybe the ring holds it up. Give me a sec. I'm so smart. Oh, if it even fits. Okay. Oh, okay. So it goes on the other hand and it'll just sit fine on this hand, which means I could put her ring on this hand. Here we go, McKenna. You're almost done. And then how would you hold this thing? Really, how would you hold this? I think it would need an elastic in order to hold it up. And I might have one in here that I can use just quickly. Oops, I don't want to put a purple one on. It might look a little too visible. So the trick that I use is I just feed it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see from there. I'm fading a little background here behind these girls. So I just feed it through, and then you can just, so both of these come up like little bands. Clips on, and then she can hold it. There's a little bit of hair in there. Oops. Okay, so let me bring, she looks cute, huh? Okay, yeah, so this is definitely the better of the two looks. So I should bring her close so you can actually see it. Here's Day McKenna, corporate McKenna. This little lady taking care of business. I'm looking in the monitor. I'm laughing because it's cute, not because it's like funny. I guess it's the cute kind of funny. There, so you see everything. And then here's Yvette. Ooh, at night. I think either my stands are stretching out because now my dolls are starting to, maybe I'm using them too much. They're starting to stretch out and well, she's gonna fall forward. So yeah, there's that little kitten heel they look so funny. So yeah, tell me what you think about, because I feel like it's really visible that there's this unfinished skirt underneath. So that's something to keep in mind if you were thinking about getting like both looks. And then I just like played with the scarf to get it to hide the rim around her neck joint. So that is the two looks side by side. And it is a lot of fun because you can like put whatever dolls you wanted to emulate the looks from the 80s. But I think the World by Us characters are just like, they happen to have all three looks if you are okay with her being the default blonde Barbie, even though she's not completely blonde. So now let me get them out of the way while I just do a little bit of playing around with the leftover pieces because I'm going to put them on other dolls. You know, at first, I can show you 3 Barbie dolls right now because look at my prom night Barbie. She was in my last video, so if you saw that, I'm sorry. I just have to show her quickly because I love how this, like, when I put her in this outfit, like now that I've had a night to get used to her looking like this, she has shot so far up in my doll ranking, so you may just randomly see her sometimes now. It's like before this, I had one of my PC Kirsten dolls dressed in this winter outfit, and I just had to show her all the time. Sorry. Now it's going to be Barbie in her prom night outfit. So let's get these girls out of the way for a minute. So first, you know, let me show Mariella because, no, Mariella sounds weird, because she's got that felt hat on that I was talking about. And I can compare it to this one. Sorry, I'm just making sure, seeing if this has the same kind of denting issues. Yeah, I think you could see it. It's pretty cheap looking, right? Like, it's not just me. I don't love to complain, so if it is, I'm just trying to like warn you that if you're delicate about the way things look, you may not love it. So what is the difference? Is it thicker? But I don't know if you could see the quality difference between these two. This feels a lot flimsier. This is like you'd have to really like you'd have to sit on this, or like intentionally dent it. Even though I'm looking at the rim and it's all kind of wonky a bit too. But that could just be I had it on her the wrong way. Anyway, I like the quality of this a little bit better, even though this has that cute ribbon detail going around it, and it's sewn on. So there are a couple stitches if that's anyway. Anything just to give you any background information. So no, she's gonna wear this hat still because I like it better. And I wanted to switch out her jacket with this jacket just to see how it works in Courtney's wardrobe, the same as this jacket here. And maybe I shouldn't have chosen this doll because she's got all these bracelets on and everything, and oh, she's only got 2 bracelets on. I can take care of those, I think. Because as I was saying a minute ago, Courtney, I think considering how she's not been out for very long, like compared to other dolls, she does have a lot of pieces, but because everything is just mix and match, you don't really feel like a lot of cohesive outfits in her collection. And I have actually pretty much everything except the first shoes, the flats and socks that came out. And even having said that, those pinks clash. This is going to look funny. This is a stupid idea. Yeah, so even though I have everything, it still feels like she has a small collection. Just because it's, you have to put everything together yourself. So I feel like Courtney and her friends would be really excited to have like a little Barbie wardrobe to play with back in 1986. So I think maybe it would have taken a year for this to come out in like kid wardrobe. I'm not sure the pinks are going to go together. I think pinks you can mix them all together, right? Because this actually does look really cute. Let's see what is this. Yeah, it's like an oversized, like there it looks like a suit, but here it looks like an oversized. I remember girls wearing like what it would have looked like, well, maybe not pink, but would have looked like their dad's jacket, like an oversized jacket like this. And I'm also going to change out her jellies for these shoes because honestly, I think I would have wanted the outfit for these shoes alone. Because I love that. They're so funny. But I feel like they were heels on the Barbie doll, right? But if that's the case, I'm really glad they made them flat for, I was going to say Courtney, made them flat for the doll. I'm looking at the monitor to see if any of this is. Yeah, totally. This is something you could totally play with in Courtney's collection. And there's one more doll. I'm going to show the other shoes and the hat on, which I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm pretty disappointed in the hat. It looked really good in the pictures. I'm going to like pull up I'm going to compare it to the pictures after. So this is a custom doll from a nail mold, and just get this thing off of her. So she's got a Nelly wig, and a minute ago it looked very 80s, and now I just kind of messed it up. Yeah. This you can judge for yourself, but let me get the other shoes on her. Judge for yourself if it's as you got the playability as same playability as the rest of the stuff. Because I think even the pieces that I put on I'm calling them the Barbies, but even the pieces that I put on them would be fun to play with Courtney's collection as well. Nope, not you. The hat's weird. The shoes are cute. Good, because I have a lot of dolls worked into Courtney's collection, like into her world, and they're all like fighting over the same. How many pairs of shoes does she have? Like 3. The jellies, her meat shoes, and the sneakers. Or no, Canadian Say Runners. So I don't think the hat. It's even kind of like you kind of yeah. It's just my feelings on it. You can feel how you feel, of course. The shoes, they're cute, especially these. Love the jacket. And I love the looks on the dolls themselves. The ones who are dressed up as supposed to be Barbie. Let me move these girls over here so I can show them all together at the end. And make like a fair assessment. Bring it over here. And as I mentioned in my last video, Moana has also come out, but I didn't want to overcomplicate this video by having so many unboxings at once, because this was like as far as, you know, a lot going on, I don't think there's a lot to like take in, but this Moana, so the Barbie suit and Moana both deserve their own videos. So that's why, you know, I'm back so soon with another unboxing. It's not my fault that American Girl loves to release all these things at once, and then I guess it is my fault that I like them all and want to have them. So, you know, here I am today with the Barbie unboxing, and then tomorrow I'll be back with Moana unboxing and redressing. So once again, see you very, very soon in the next one.